My name is Rajiv Rampersaud. I'm a fourth-year student in the CSB Specialist program. I will be conducting an independent research project with Professor Daphne Goring, who is a plant biologist in the CSB department. Being a life sciences student, I wanted the experience of working in a lab, and I knew that that came from research. I was interested in working in that type of setting, to seeing what it was like, and see if I would like it, so that I would want to maybe do it in the future. Before working in a lab, I wasn't too familiar with using things like micropipettes, centrifuges, which are quite basic, but the more practice you get with them, the more skilled you become. And also, you become familiar with techniques like PCR, yeast transformations, which are very common in biology labs. Sometimes it can be difficult and it can be frustrating when you're carrying out research because you don't always get the results that you are looking for. But I think it's important to have patience, and it's something that I've been able to develop throughout research. A growing concern these days is that plants are losing genetic diversity, and that has to do with things like genetic modifications, artificial selection, things like that. And so I'm working with the plant Arabidopsis thaliana, which you might have heard about in certain biology courses. What happens is during fertilization, you have pollen landing on a stigma of the plant, and the pollen will eventually go on to fertilize the ovule. And there are a number of proteins within the plant that help to regulate these processes. We're hoping that through our research, we'll be able to understand how plants maintain their genetic diversity. Well, I emailed a professor in the CSB department. I emailed her about a position that she had available. I did not get the position. However, I took a course where she was a lecturer, and she recognized my name from the email I had sent her, and she approached me asking me if I was interested in maybe a research position in her lab, and I said yes. So in addition to emailing, I think a good way is just to meet with the professor. You can email the professor about a meeting time, maybe arrange a meeting with them. Definitely emphasize previous experience that you've had. You can also talk about the courses that you've taken. There are a number of lab courses that are offered that will allow you to get experience working in a lab. And I've taken a couple of them, and they're very helpful. I know the U of T Career Center advertises a lot of research positions. There are different routes you can take in order to connect with the professor. And also on that note, I know that there are a number of events hosted throughout the academic year by student organizations like the CSB Students Union. These events are, for example, Meet Your Profs Night, where you get to meet CSB professors. You get to talk to them casually, just like friends. And at the same time, you can also discuss their research. A lot of students believe that maybe university is all about grades, and grades are the only thing that matter in order to get into whatever they want to do after undergrad. But I think it's equally important to get involved in extracurricular activities, so things like join a club or volunteer after class. Those things will definitely help you, because when it comes to an interview, employers or your potential supervisor will look for things like that. They want to see that you've done things outside of class, not just that you've gotten A's all around. So I highly recommend that students just get involved.